Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price.
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
And you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard. Kai Havertz in the Champions League final. Ivanovic! Yes. In the middle, it's just behind him. But it's tapped in by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off. Hat-trick hero. Cole Palmer wins an epic, sensational game.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode...
Oh, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of At the Bridge Pod. And I am your host, Mike, and I am joined in this virtual room filled with Lion. But I know people have said that they wanted all four, and I know that a lot of commitments. Some of us have, unfortunately, are working today. Others are on tours across multiple countries. We don't fully know what they get up to as a job. We just speculate. We're just messing. But I have got Chris, and I love when Chris is on. He always delivers. The listeners know he delivers. And it is the Friday show on a Thursday. Chris, what are you looking forward to this weekend? What are you doing? What are you doing up to?
I'm really hoping to get the Sunday girls on the pitch this week. To be honest, we've got no game Saturday, but yeah, Sunday I'm really hoping to get them on the pitch. But it's all going to be weather dependent again. It's just a horrible time of year where you just constantly checking weather forecasts. Spend most of my time now on BBC Weather.
Wow. That's true. Other weather stations are available. No, I know. Yeah, I know. To be fair, I'm off today. I'm off tomorrow. Now I know I'm going to just go straight in here and say, look, happy Thanksgiving to everyone who listening, who celebrates. I know we've got a massive American listenership, and we're thankful for. We're thankful that you spend your time hopefully twice a week, listening to us ramble on for 60, maybe 90 minutes at a time. So we appreciate that. Thank you. And yes, I do have on the NFL in the background, and I am going to be paying attention to this show as I do it and watching the game. So what am I looking forward to this weekend? Oh, I don't really know. I don't know. I'm going to do... Oh, it's the food show. What am I doing? Of course, it's the food show on Sunday. Yeah, I'm going to that. Fucking hell, that's really bad that I forgot that. Sorry about that. Oh, dear. Yeah, I'm going to get some more hot sauces. Maybe some gifts for Christmas. See what's out there. Loads of cheese. Always good cheese. It's always good cheese at the food show. And what is also very good is my games of the weekend. I've been doing well recently, so I've got to do it doubly well this weekend. So Saturday, strap in early because they delivered last week. So Leverkusen, Dortmund at 5:30, third versus fourth. Absolutely certified to melt a few barns. It's a barn burner. Barns are going to burn. Fire departments across Germany are on alert. This is going to be good. It was good last week when I picked Dortmund. I'm hopeful it'll be good again. Was it? Yeah, it was Dortmund.
It was Dortmund, Stuttgart, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well. Teasing on that later. Oh, I haven't picked Stuttgart again. Or maybe I have. No. What I have picked, though, at 9 p.m. on Saturday is the main event of South American football. You got Palmeiras, Flamengo. It's the Copa Libertadores final. Always good atmosphere. Always good stakes. I don't know if it is live in the UK like it usually is. I should have really looked on that. It usually is on at a respectable time because I know the UK listeners will watch it. It's on BBC. It's on BBC. There you go. BBC Three, wow. iPlayer. You can watch. It's always a fun one. I do enjoy watching that game. And then Sunday, warm up for Chelsea and Arsenal, or stress. I don't know. By easing into your day with Hamburg and Stuttgart. Yes, back on the menu. 2:30. Don't ask why. Just trust me. They did well last week, so trust me on this one. And then of course the big one, Chelsea Arsenal at 4:30. No more needs to be said. And then just close out your weekend. Roma, Napoli. First place Roma hosting the reigning Serie A champions. Enjoy it. I think it's a good weekend of football. Really, really good weekend this weekend, which is nice. And if you really are up really early in the UK on Saturday morning, you've got Western Sydney versus Sydney FC in the derby, 8:35 a.m. There you go. Shout out to the Australian listeners. So, more shout-outs now because we're going to dive into the Shevva shout-outs. So let's have a look. Let's have a look what we've got in the Spotify comments. Walt. He says, "Oi, Mikey, You do know Diego Moreira is Belgian. Yep. I'm honestly, I'm really glad that Walt addressed this issue and brought it to light, because we look at the Bridge Pod. I would like to issue a heartfelt, deeply reflective, lessons have been learned apology, because after the host, that's myself, accidentally did refer to Diego Moreira as a Brazilian when he's very much a Belgian, and I've holding my hands up now. I'm taking full responsibility. I've looked at myself in the mirror. I'm going to go again. I'm going to trust this process. I'm going to rebuild from this moment. And I want to rest assure all listeners worried right now. I'm committed to doing better, being better, and correctly identifying the nationalities at the highest level. So I'm grateful for your patience. Peter.
You know what's funny though? Sorry, but you know what's funny about that? That's how you know we don't script this show.
Yeah. Well, I was convinced he was Brazilian. I don't know what. I think it's because we signed David Washington, and there was another Angelo. That's who I was thinking.
Angelo.
I was trying to think
who
who we
Saudi now, isn't he?
I have no idea. I remember we signed 2 players from the Brazil league, and I was convinced it was Moreira. We signed him from Benfica, and now he's at Strasbourg. I think we made like 20 million.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not dodgy. Peter, as a season ticket holder for 30 years, I've possibly forgotten more about the Chelsea story than many people ever know. Seriously, I look forward to your input more than any other, and I admit we aren't exclusive here. It's authentic, and much of the sentiment aligns with my feelings, and I watch them at Stamford Bridge most weeks. Writing this before the Barcelona game, I'm optimistic. The comment I want to make relates to Enzo, who I've been highly skeptical of after a large sample size. And then it put continued, but there was no other message. So I don't know where they were going with that. And I'm really frustrated because it was really good. It was like,
I do like it when we get comments from season ticket holders and people who go to the games regularly. I do like that, to see whether match going fans' opinions are aligning with ours. I do enjoy that.
It's like when we've had people, especially like they message myself or whatever, going, "Oh, how'd you get tickets to Chelsea games, etc." It's like they are really, really difficult to get. You saw when I had a bit of a I had a bit of a rant when I wanted to get an away ticket for the Wolves League Cup game. That's a League Cup game midweek at a late night game, so naturally, you know, that's going to be easier to get, sold out in minutes, and then on resale websites nearly instantly. And I had to go as a home fan. So it's just insane. It really. And
I think they need to stop this though for all events. This isn't a football problem. This is an events problem. I think they need to stop the resale of tickets. I think if you buy a ticket and then you can't go, you should just get a refund, and then whoever you bought it from resells it, or you should only ever be able to sell it at face value.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think that's the same with all tickets. I know there's going to be a law bringing in the UK to stop it, but it's not applying to the football, of course. I fully agree, because scalpers exist. They always will exist until you make it a law. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. L House 75, Chris, I completely agree. Pep has ruined football, totally ruined football. You don't see Route 1 football anymore. Rather than have a pop from 25 to 30 yards, they recycle the possession. Think of the midfielders back in the day with Stevie G, Lampard, Scholes, thunderbolts from distance, whacking them home with a volley outside the box like Essien. They're playing tiki-taka in the under-8s now. You never get a chance to become a Hazard because it's beaten out of them early. You wouldn't see the Watford Deeney goal. In fact, you know what? It's not just L House 75. We had many backing you, Chris, on this take about the Premier League being boring. We had Giles saying that I think the excitement has been removed because they know they can't get away with anything anymore. Players can't celebrate. Might be a VAR check. No physical element to game or big challenges because players are scared to get sent off. Quilts, they've said, couldn't agree more with Chris with the state of the Premier League. Teams seemingly played not to lose than to win. And so many games now predictable and boring. This is the same across the whole of the league. Jeopardy is mostly gone. Nowhere near as many Mavericks characters as previous years. I may be a grumpy man in my mid-30s, but you go and watch Goal of the Month, December 2006, and tell me that's not better than the absolute dross in the game. That is a class month. That is a bloody class month. I love that one. Yeah, I am so biased that if a team goal, I can appreciate the talent that goes into a team goal. However, I will always pick a Thunder Bastard over a team goal because it's more enjoyable to watch. I just find I guess that's an element of taste, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think as well though, like I think we just miss them. Like you only see someone do it now, and it's talked about for months because it's so rare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what was the earlier in the season? Was it Szoboszlai who scored the winner past
Is it?
Arsenal for Liverpool with that free kick?
Oh, what a goal!
They still talk about it now. And it's like you
Yeah.
used to see that every week in the Premier League in the 2000s. Literally, you would see a goal that good every week.
Yeah, yeah. I'm literally. I'm not looking at anything. I'm thinking of players that scored worldies. Patrick Berger, Lillian Nillis.
Oh,
There's so many. Matthew Taylor, Matty Taylor used to score goal of the month all the time.
yeah.
I just,
Nico Quancha.
oh, Stephen Reed. We could sit here just saying players from the noughties and the 2010. Oh, remember that? Oh, bloody god.
Do you remember that Figueroa goal for Wigan from inside
Oh,
his own half on
yes,
the
I
quick
do.
free kick? You'd never
Gorgeous
see
goal.
that now. There is
No.
no way now a defender, a left back in that position would take the risk of that shot. They'd play that free kick short, probably
Yeah.
backwards to the centre back, and then
No.
back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I see your point. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Oh, thank you so much, listeners, for your reviews, your thoughts, and everything else you put in the comments. If you want yours read out, just head over to Spotify, drop a comment, and if it's good, it'll be read out on the next show. So with that, we get to hit some good old news, and I don't have it on my screen. I did have it on my screen, and for some reason, I've clicked on my emails. So I'm going to now just
See?
stall
Not
for time.
scripted.
Not scripted at all. And it's somewhere here. There it is. It's that time of the week. We're going to check out the news you may have missed in the elevator of Chelsea news. Clubs competing in the Women's Champions League will be banned from the League Cup next season as part of a radical revamp of the competition. Chelsea have reopened contract talks with Mike Mignon's representatives after learning that the Frenchman does not intend to extend his contract with AC Milan. It is believed that Mykhailo Mudryk has largely stayed around London over the last year, though he is unable to train or visit Cobham. He has been working with an external trainer. If and when he is allowed to return to playing professional football, he wants to be ready. And finally, the WSL football hosted its League Cup draw on Tuesday night, live with social media star GK Barry and her partner Ella Rutherford, who plays for WSL 2 club Portsmouth. The draw descended into chaos, marred by lewd sexual innuendos and a ball mistakenly being placed back into the bag. WSL Football, which obviously runs the top 2 professional tiers, had to apologise to Tottenham for a comment made. And I have got the VT. It's very shortened because it went on for a while. The draw did, naturally as draws do. But this is the 30-second summary of the lowlights, I will say, of the said draw. So here's the VT.
Send a galaxy if you think I've got a big bum than Ella. We love a big dog. Yeah. These are my balls. Right here on show. Get a load of it. Usually I'd charge. Lesbian handling balls. Never been seen before. Sorry about the travel, sweethearts. What do we think of Tottenham? If anyone's turned on by me doing this, send a galaxy. Me wee hen. We should spank for luck. Bit of fun.
Oh my word! Honestly, I said I'd reveal my opinion on this. It was just. I know some people got it's not that. I found it was embarrassing. I mean, this is a week out from the infamous launch of and crash landing, realistically, of Sky Sports Halo. Look, we here have always championed the women's game so strongly on this platform that we are blessed to do, and so do many other outstanding podcasts and YouTubers, tweeters and pundits. So many amazing people out there, so many amazing women out there that do, champion this game and present their opinions and their analysis. So when I'm served up this TikTok car crash of a draw, I'm just sort of sat wondering who signed up on this. I mean, I've just said it, we have so many outstanding women in football, both on the pundit level and on social media, and we were treated to this. And I say to Sky Sports, I say to all the other companies, the associations, you got to do better. You have to do better. Chris, you more than anyone here champion the game. Thoughts?
I think it's utterly embarrassing. I can understand people saying it's, a little bit over the top, and I get that. And I'm normally one of the people saying that about things, to be fair, that people massively overreact to minuscule things. But the whole thing just made it seem very unprofessional, which I think is the worst thing you can do to the women's game at the moment. It's almost like you're taking the piss out of it. Like you'd never see that for the men's FA Cup draw.
No, I think
It just wouldn't happen. Like there's been mistakes with the men's FA Cup draw, but that's more normally, mistakes on ball picking or something stupid.
I know there's the Rod Stewart Scottish Cup draw, but he didn't say anything. To be fair to Rod, he didn't actually say anything. He was just clearly he had a bit too he was a bit intoxicated, but he didn't say any comments that were like, oh fucking hell. He just did some very you all know, everyone's seen it.
It's again, I think it's very much like the Sky Sports Halo thing. I think it's the premise of a good idea executed horrendously. I haven't got a problem with them doing the draw on TikTok live, to be honest. I think that's actually the premise of a good idea, because you'll reach a new audience. People's just, doom scrolling through might come across it, and you never know, it might just inflame the interest of someone who doesn't normally watch football. So I get it, because you've got to move with the times, and it can't always be done on the BBC anymore. Social media is such a massive part of football now that I haven't got a problem with that. I've got a problem with who you've chose to do it. Like, it's such a bizarre choice of people to do it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do something for the first time, find the most professional people you can and probably afford to do it, and get them to do it the first time. We can experiment later, but for now, how about we just get proper professional people to do it? So we can really see how it's going to run. Again, it's just someone's had an idea, and it baffles me that these decisions are made by numerous people sat round a table, and not one person around that table went, "That's a fucking stupid idea."
Yeah,
Like, I do think it's indicative, though, of society now. No one wants to say their opinion anymore if it's different to everyone else's. If there's 10 people around a table and 9 people think one thing, and you're the one person who doesn't, more often than not now, that person will just go along with the crowd, because they don't want to be seen as, a troublemaker, or maybe politically incorrect, and this is why we get fucking stupid ideas like this actually happening, because one went, "Don't do that."
Well, you know what? There might be a little bit of bias, because I do follow them, they follow us. But the 3 people that I think straight away who could do a draw, be informative, but have a bit of humour about them, but it would be a perfect balance. And I think you've got obvious name, Neve, straight away, Stunt Peg as she's known on Twitter. She's amazing. That's the reason I watch Soccer Saturday Social at times, because if she's on, I'm listening. And obviously on the socials, you've also got there's on Instagram, you've got Tiana, you've got massive fan of Laura Kirk-Francis. She's amazing. And these are brilliant people. Approach them. They've got thousands of followers. They would be just as, give her an audience for the draw. It's just, what? On the draw, less about that we've got Liverpool away. What about the move to get rid of the Champions League teams? It sounds on paper, I thought straight away, this is a trial for the men's draw. They're going to do it on that. Essentially, I kind of feel that it will also give the team that finishes 4th in the WSL a free run at the League Cup, because usually the 4th place team now is usually last season, Man City would have had a free run this season. Look where they finished. They finished, I think it was like 20 points clear of 5th place. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, I like the idea, because I've been saying in the men's game, I think that should be the rule in the men's game. I don't think Champions League competing teams, possibly even European competing teams, should be in the League Cup, because
I think that, to be fair,
it's just nice to give other teams a chance to win something, and to give their fans that experience rather than, the League Cup now. You're going to have one of the top teams in there in the final pretty much every year, if not two of them. So, yeah, I like it for the men's game. So I haven't got a problem with it for the women's game. I think it, possibly you could even be looking at WSL2 teams having a better chance of going deep in the competition, which gets them more exposure. The only issue I have with it for the women's game specifically is, like you said, are there enough teams who could realistically compete with whoever's going to be that best team in there to stop it just becoming boring, and whoever finished fourth the season before wins the League Cup the year after, and then whoever finishes fourth wins the League Cup, finish fourth, win the League Cup. They'd have to be cautious of that.
This is the concern for me, because last season it went Chelsea 60, Arsenal 48, Man United 44, Man City 43. So there's the top four. So City would go into the League Cup naturally. Brighton were fifth, 28. That's such a massive drop off.
That is a big gap, that.
Like, wow. Like, shockingly wow. And you think Man City this season, one of the better teams, they always bounce back. And they would probably walk the League Cup, and it's one of them.
And you have got to think as well, haven't you? Like, especially in the women's game at the moment, normally the only way teams like Man City or a Chelsea or a Man United or an Arsenal get knocked out of the League Cup or the FA Cup is by each other.
Yeah, I think I look at last year. So teams that, if it was the Premier League right now, anyone in Europe instantly doesn't play in the League Cup. So the biggest team remaining from last year's season would be Manchester United, because everyone else was in Europe. The next biggest team, oh man, this is difficult. Brighton, probably Bournemouth. It's tough.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Interesting to see how that plays out. It'll be very interesting. Well, we get to head to winners and losers. Oh my word! Because what did we do? Well, we went and took on Barcelona in the Champions League.
Well anticipated by Andres Santos. Now James. Now Estevao. Taking on Kabasi and getting past him. Oh, magnificent! That's what he's about. Estevao is a shining star.
Chelsea 3. Do not rub your ears. You heard that right. Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. Probably 5 or 6 in there based on offside goals. Winners and losers. Who have you got, and how many have you got?
Hold on. I've got 4 and 3.
Wow, Chris. I've got 5, and
Wow.
I've got 5, and I've got, for the first time ever in the history of this show, I can report I have 0 losers. I really could not find a loser from the game. I can't. I was so happy. I can't force a loser in this game. I could have gone Barcelona. I could have gone the High Line. I could have gone Hansi Flick. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck all that. I'm going to talk about Chelsea, because that's what it's about. Oh, 0. And I know Ollie has sent his losers and winners in, of course. But you know what? We'll go straight into it. And straight away I get to go, Marc Cucurella. Hello.
Yeah, he's on mine as well.
Of course he is, Annie. Of course, he's not just a winner. He is back in the stat drop club. Population, Marc Cucurella, 4 or 5 tackles won, 1 interception, 2 clearances, 4 recoveries, 8 duels won, 1 key pass, 55 passes, 97 touches. Lamine Yamal in his back pocket. What a game. He didn't mark Lamine Yamal. He erased him. He put him in carbonite. He filed him alphabetically away. Whatever you want to use terminology, he had the supposed best wonder kid in the world tucked neatly into that TARDIS-sized pocket of his. And this is a pattern. Now, some of these names are more impressive than others. But in the Conference League final, he locked up Anthony, who we can mock, but he was in top form going into that final. Yeah. He pocketed Salah against Liverpool. He pocketed Dembele in the Club World Cup final. And now he's got Yamal in that pocket on the biggest of Champions League stages. I can't. This is not a debate. This is not Cucurella versus Nuno Mendes. No. Cucurella is sitting on a throne in a different postcode. He is the greatest left back in the world right now. And he might be the greatest comeback story in Chelsea history. And if he wins a Premier League and a Champions League at Chelsea, I think we could seriously have a conversation about him versus Ashley Cole one day. That would be amazing. Amazing. Why was he a winner for you?
Everything you just said. Cucurella is one of the players at the moment where if we're playing a team and their best player plays on the right wing, I think, oh, we're all right then. Because Cucurella will deal with that. You know, when we play against Liverpool, Salah's their best player, plays on the wing. I always think Cucurella will be fine. We play against Arsenal, Saka, right wing, Cucurella will be fine. I never worry about him because he's so consistent to such a high level. I don't think it's a debate. I don't know a reasonable debate you could make now for why Cucurella wouldn't be the best left back in the world. The only one who comes close would be Nuno Mendes from PSG. But I mean, one, he's doing it in the French league, so that's a caveat against him straight away.
Not a real league. And
two, how much defending does he actually have to do?
That is a good shout. That's a point. It's
because
not
when you actually when teams have made them defend, they do concede a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Well, they conceded 3 the other night to Tottenham.
Yeah. And
so
that is Tottenham.
You know, so I do look at it, and I think going forward, Nuno Mendes probably better than Cucurella. I think that would be a fair argument, not by much, but I think more effective going that way. I think Cucurella though defensively, not even close. Anyone to be on his level defensively as a left back at the moment.
No, I spot on, absolutely spot on. And Ollie had him as well, a winner on his list, and it was as simple as this. He goes, Cucurella, best left back in the world, enough said, locked up yet another elite winger, top class. Yeah. Moving to my second winner, and I doubt he'd not be on your list because he has to be. I've got Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, he is on mine.
Yeah, it's not on Ollie's. Didn't like that. Don't know what you're doing there, Ollie. But genuinely though, this was simply put a captain's performance minus that armband. I don't need stats. I don't want the stats. I want my eyes. My eye test was enough. And the desire, the leadership, the intensity. And there was one moment, I watched the game back as well, just to see if I missed anything, getting caught up in the moment. And he pings a cross-field. It's one of those cross-field switch passes. And he sprints 40 yards to go and press Barcelona in their own box. That is not the player who jogged back versus Manchester United in September. The guy I criticised for, that guy's gone. He's deleted from the hard drive. This is a player now operating at the level that we signed him for. It's got the Drogba, the Essien, the Rudiger style passion mixed in with obviously that IQ he has. That was a statement from me. Some people on Twitter went really, whether it's hyperbole, I don't know. They went, that's a Lampard-esque performance. It was like that. How he was on your list. Why was he on that list?
I kind of agree with the Lampard comparison, to be honest. The way he was arriving in the box, time and time and time again, it was very Lampard-esque. What I really liked about him in this game, though, is you need your big players to not only turn up for big games, but to actually go up a level. And I think this is as close to perfect as we've seen Enzo Fernandez in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He was all over the pitch, closing down, used the ball really well, commanding of his teammates. Everything you would want from a midfielder, he did in this game, to a point where the biggest compliment I can give him in this game was I actually think he outshone Caicedo. And that's a really, really difficult thing to do. Especially when, again, I think Caicedo operated at like probably an 8.5 out of 10. So to be better than him, you've got to put in some sort of performance. And I think Enzo Fernandez was probably a 9.5 out of 10. I can't think of a single thing I've seen him do where I thought, oh, come on, mate, that's let us down a bit. I think he was near perfect.
Yeah, it was. I love. I'm a sucker for passion. If I see a player like David Luiz, he had passion. Passion. You can't buy passion. You can't learn passion. You either have it or you don't. And for all the criticism that I've given Enzo Fernandez, I can't criticize the desire in him. And that it is incredible what a difference he was against Barca than when against Man United. The effort, the passion, the intensity, and he deserved a goal. He got an assist, but he deserved a goal so much because he just had. I'm looking here. He covered 10.8 kilometers in the game, 16 sprints. But this is incredible. This is outstanding. And to make 4 recoveries he's doing the defensive work as well. I mean, wow, absolutely wow. Moving to my third winner, we might be 3 for 3. I've got another Enzo. I've got Maresca.
No, he's not on mine.
Fair enough. When I saw that lineup, Pedro Neto as a striker, Mark Yu and Delapa benched, I did say in Maresca we trust. I did. And my word, was that trust paying in dividends. This was, I'm sorry, Chris, it was a tactical masterclass. It was second only to the PSG demolition in the Club World Cup final. He saw Barcelona's high line and he pressed it into oblivion. He weaponized Neto's pace. He controlled the tempo of the game. He controlled the spacing. He controlled the aggression. And he shut down Hansi Flick's structure. Barcelona produced 2 shots on target in the game. 0.07 XG or less. I mean,
yeah, it's
wow.
impressive.
That is, wow.
I think the thing he got most tactically right was our press.
Yeah,
the way that we pressed and where we pressed and the coordination behind it was, like you said, as perfect as we've seen it since the PSG game in the Club World Cup final. I don't give him, and I wouldn't give any manager, massive credit for exposing a high line, because you ask any fan in the pub, what would you do against these? Everyone will go, no, just play the ball over the top. Look how high their line is. I'm gonna pick my 3 quickest players. I'm gonna play them up front, and I'm gonna knock it over the top. I don't think that's a tactical masterclass, but the way he set us up off the ball to press and to almost force Barcelona into areas where he knew we could nick the ball and hurt them from there. That's really good coaching.
Yeah. I mean, Tuchel and Mourinho gave me a confidence that we as a club could beat anyone on any night. I haven't felt that way until now, because this wasn't a lucky game. This wasn't a vibes. This was coaching. We've done it against 2 top teams, and you could say, well, we've got to beat the little ones. Yeah, well, to be the best, you have to beat the best. And we are very good at knockout football. We are very good.
But the thing that I always come back to is I don't worry about us in these games. These games are perfect for us. For our squad and our profile of player that we have, playing your teams like PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid would be the same. I wouldn't worry, because I think they play right into our hands. We'd struggle more against an Inter Milan, who are going to come and sit in that low block, and Atletico Madrid. So, as much as it's really good, I don't think it tells us loads, because we did exactly the same to PSG in the Club World Cup final. If teams, and we do it to Tottenham all the time, if teams play high lines against us, we'll hurt you. That's why teams don't do it. But European teams are stubborn or arrogant, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
And they'll come and do it, and it'll play right into our hands. And if we was to face a Barcelona, a Real Madrid, a PSG, all the way to the final, I would back us to get to the final. If you was to say to me, knockout stage, you're going to get Inter Atletico, I'd think, yeah, we'll probably get knocked out by one of them because we won't break them down. That's going to be the issue, and we'll get caught on the counter going the other way.
I see your
That's the
point.
problem. Like Barcelona again, they did exactly what we would want them to do. They played a stupidly high line that we can exploit, and then they didn't counter attack against us. Every time they won the ball back, they played 4 passes before going forwards, and you thought, well, we're just back in shape now. That's perfect. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. It's just so it is so exciting when you take on and dismantle the teams that are so-called best in Europe, in the world, and it would be a game that we can watch that back over and over again, and it would be still enjoyable from the first minute to the last. More may continue, and you know what? We beat Burnley. We finally beat a low block, and you never know. We never know what could happen next. You know what? Give me your 4th winner.
Estevao.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's on my list as well.
Oh, he has to be.
I've got 6 winners. Sorry, I've got 6. I don't know why I said 5. I've got 6. Yeah, he's on my winner. What an idiot. Go on, Chris, please.
In a game that was all the build-up was about Yamal, he completely outshined him. And I think this is the game where he announced himself to Europe as being a player to watch. Every time he got the ball, done something productive, was confident right from the start, wanting to go at people. You can't believe this kid's so young because he looks like nothing seems to faze him. Doesn't matter the game or the opponent. He just doesn't care. He just goes and plays. And the goal reminded me of that one Hazard scored that year in the Europa League. I think it was it Steaua Bucharest at home?
Okay.
You'll have to look it up. It was in our 2013 Europa League campaign, where we went to the final. It was that sort of goal where he's took the ball in a position where you thought, well, you ain't going to score from there, and then all of a sudden, within a couple of seconds, he's putting one in the roof of the net, and you think, how has he done that? Like, such an unbelievable goal, but his all-round performance again just showed that this kid's ready to be a star player for a big club.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth because I opened with the line, ladies and gentlemen, the world has been introduced, because this was the breakout moment. It was a goal. You've said it again, straight out the Eden Hazard catalogue. The timing of the run, the glide past Kabasi, the shrug off of Balde, the balance and the inevitability. I mean, once he skipped past Kabasi, I felt it in my soul. We were about to witness a moment that becomes part of our pantheon, our mythology, and probably ends up in the At the Bridge pod intro for next season. You know, This was the Palmeiras goal reborn, but this time in our shirt. We saw it in the Club World Cup. This was the moment that he said, I'm here now. And he's under contract until 2032. And let's be honest, that deal is going to get extended. That bag he will pick up will be deserved. His ceiling is astronomical. It's scary. It's Ballon d'Or level potential. We might finally have a player that wins the Ballon d'Or whilst playing for Chelsea. It's again huge weight on his shoulders. We joked over the summer that he's already got 3 Ballon d'Ors, the way we're hyping this kid up. Maybe all this hype was actually right. Maybe there was substance because we're seeing it. We are seeing it in real time. And hey, maybe this is why he gets rested against Burnley, because it's irrelevant. It's these stages he plays at. This is where he shows his game. And I can't wait. I know we're both going to be on the same pathway. It's exciting to watch him. We talk about mavericks. We talk about moments in games. I can't wait to see him play again. That's how good he is.
Which is why it is so disappointing when you don't see him in the team.
I sort of understand the why and the reasoning. I do understand it. But then I'm also really greedy and I want more and I want more. I think he starts against Arsenal because it's another top team.
He's got to start against Arsenal. He has to start against Arsenal. If he doesn't start and Pedro Neto gets put back out on that right hand side for Delap coming in up front, then it's just a fucking bizarre decision. Because if there was a straight choice, if you want to bring Delap in up front, fine. If it's a straight choice between him and Neto, Neto's not even close to his level. Not even in the same planet. They're not even playing the same game.
No, I see the point. Actually, I have more. Sorry, I have, of course, winners for Ollie. He had Estevao. Obviously, he's the best player in the world, and ability of Hazard, mentality of Kante. Now he's showing it on the biggest stages in big games. Word of caution to remember this moment when, not if, he has struggling periods as he continues to adjust. And with that, I will give my 5th winner. It's the entire team. And I mean this sincerely. Not one player finished below an 8 out of 10 for me. I really mean that. I mean, Chelsea kept a clean sheet against Barcelona. So what you say? But no. That is an achievement so rare that the last time Barcelona failed to score in a game was December 15th, 2024. That's an entire year ago.
Yeah.
And it was also the first time in Hansi Flick's entire Champions League managerial career of 36 games that one of his teams failed to score in a game of football. This team did that. Robert Sanchez was a wall. He didn't have to do a lot, but when he was called upon, which we always say is the mark of a top keeper, you've got to be alert for the 2 moments, was a wall. Clean sheet. Gusto, Fofana, Chalobah, and course Cucurella. Defensive line that did not bend. Andre Santos came on, immediately created the Estevao goal with the elite reading of the game. He covered Reece. He was intercepting, sliding the ball in one touch. That's a performance, by the way, that's gone under the radar. I don't hear many people going, Andre Santos. No one's talking about him, which, he's had 2 games now in a row where he's made a difference. He's been a moment of difference. And of course, Reece James, our captain, the creator, destroyer, everything in between. Another solid performance from him. Every single player did exactly what Maresca wanted. They executed their role. Every player contributed. This was Chelsea as a unit, as a team. And I was so proud of them. I was really, it was the game where I thought, I understand the process. I understand it. Who's your final winner?
Atmosphere.
Like Ollie. Ollie's put the fans down. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the best I've heard Stamford Bridge in years. Possibly. And I think that's what, when people talk about the importance of being in a Champions League, yes, obviously the finances, I don't necessarily think that it's crucial to attracting players anymore because I think money does that. I think it's nights like that because a game like that in the Champions League against a club like Barcelona makes fans fall in love with players who do something on that night. Estevao, for example. And you know what? Maybe Maresca needs a few more nights like that to build that rapport with that we said was missing in the last episode. Because we haven't had that, because you didn't get that from the Conference League, let's be honest, because most of the time you was just watching it annoyed that we weren't 7-0 up because the team we was playing you didn't know anyone.
Shout out to FC Noah.
Yeah, but these big European nights, I think that's where really successful teams are made long term, by experiencing those big nights. And I think the fans fully got on board with that. I thought right from the off, they seemed very much behind the team.
Yeah.
Which we don't always have.
Ollie they made Stamford Bridge a fortress. We were so loud. It was genuinely brilliant. And it shows how hostile we can make the stadium when we want to. We just need to be bringing as much of that energy as possible to every single match. 100% agree with him. And with that, I will give my final part of the winners and losers because, like I said, we're winners. Me, I'm a winner. Oh, I am. I said, what did I say from the start of the season? I said that Chelsea's name would be engraved on the Premier League trophy and the Champions League trophy. And I would just like to say we are second in the league. We just dismantled Barcelona. We're doing this without Cole Palmer and Levi Colwill. That is arguably at the start of this season our best attacker and our best defender. One of them is going to return. The future is like staring into LED headlights. It's blinding. And I think it's time that we all just appreciate what we're watching. Because we are going, oh, well, what's next? Enjoy what we're doing right now. That's what I say. Just enjoy it.
Yeah,
and
I agree. I think in these things you should enjoy it while it lasts, because we're second in the Premier League, closest challengers to Arsenal, just beat Barcelona in the Champions League. But everything can change in a week.
Of course.
Yeah, we could lose to Arsenal, lose our next Champions League game, drop out of the top 8 in the Champions League because it's still ridiculously close. And everything looks completely different. So I always say that enjoy the moments while they're there, because you never know how long they're going to last.
Mm-hmm. And of course, that means that we get to move to losers. I don't know how any of these guys found one. Shocking. I'll find the button and there it is. Losers, Chris. Who have you got?
Barcelona. Big in name only.
Oh,
I said in our group chat last night that it's the equivalent now of beating AC Milan. Massive club, massive European pedigree, team's crap.
Yeah. Well, you're right. They're big in name and big in debt. That's kind of what they're big in right now.
Like, beating Barcelona is only considered big because their name's Barcelona. If you took this team and you changed their name to Olympiacos, everyone would go, yeah, they're all right. They've got some good players, but probably should beat them, to be honest. This isn't Barcelona of 2011. This is current day Barcelona. Big club, mediocre team, as all La Liga teams are at the minute. To be honest, I think the standard of La Liga is absolutely woeful, because, you look at Real Madrid, they're beating Olympiacos 4-3, and they look like they're struggling. They're not even in the top 8, are they, in the Champions League? So I think it's another one of them where you've, a bit like Italian clubs, they had their time, and then English clubs had their time, Spanish clubs had their time, and I think we're out that cycle now where you're going to see Spanish clubs winning the Champions League that often. I think they're out of their cycle now, and I think probably Premier League teams are coming back into theirs. And I just thought they was shit, to be fair, and I thought the fact that they kept playing that high line when you could see after 5 minutes that it was going to be suicidal just was reminiscent of when Jurgen Klopp took Liverpool to Villa Park and lost 7-2 and just refused to change anything. And you just thought, that's not good coaching. No, like, sticking to your philosophy isn't good coaching if that philosophy is getting you beat.
Yeah, we've heard Mourinho say it, and he's spot on. And Ollie said about the high line as well. That's why Flick's a loser for him. He said that it was a joke and we punished him for it. Ange ball on steroids right down to the red card. An utter humiliation for Barcelona. And you know what? Actually, if I could have picked a loser, Araujo would be on there, because, mate, you have let your team down because you're making a stupid tackle where you're not going to win the ball and you're on a yellow card. You're getting sent off, and that's instantly going to impact your team in a negative manner. That's not being good. Where's Cucurella going? Let's be real. Stupid, absolutely stupid. On that note, Ollie's second loser was offside goals. If we knew how to stay onside, we'd have won about 9-0. I think
it's right, though.
That's just how they play, though, isn't it? I was really enjoying when Delap scored, and I was like, it's onside. Ball's gone backward. Well, technically, the ball played forward, but the player was behind him, so it's not offside. See, I watched the Laws after Law 16 last weekend with a goal kick. I knew this. Who was your second loser?
Lamine Yamal.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Who?
Yeah, I actually really feel sorry for Yamal. Not in this game specifically. I mean in general, because I think it's a player who has done unbelievable things for someone of his age. And you look at his what he's achieved. I think he's absolutely incredible for someone so young. But people really need to calm down. He is a very good young player. But people talking about him winning Ballon d'Ors is just ridiculous. His numbers are shocking, by the way. People was talking about him winning the Ballon d'Or just gone. And you look at his numbers, I think he got 6 goals in La Liga. You're not winning a Ballon d'Or with 6 goals, mate. That's fucking horrendous. It's not. Again, it's just another case of people going a little bit over the top. For me, Yamal's no better than Estevao. They're very similar. Both got ridiculously high ceilings. Both will be Ballon d'Or contenders one day. But neither of them are at that level yet. And it's unfair to think they should be when both of their ages still end in teen.
Yeah, I see your point. To be fair, a Ballon d'Or winner did get only 4 goals in one season. That was kind of
Yeah, but he's centre half, isn't he? I mean, to be fair, and that's close to Yamal. And that's what I mean.
He's got a chance. Ollie's final loser was himself. 2 reasons for this. Firstly, I haven't been on in a while. Yeah, bloody right. What are you doing? And I miss. I'm not a real host. He's not a real host. I miss our beautiful listeners. Please write nice reviews about me. The other reason is I had a chance to get a ticket for the Barca game and I couldn't go. Shouldn't have made it. Should have made it happen. Yeah, that is shocking. I am disgusted with it. Oh dear. You're out of losers now, aren't you?
No, I've got one left.
Oh, go for it. Go on.
Jamie Carragher.
Oh, I've got the clip if you want it.
Do you know why he's a loser?
Go for it.
Well, all of his stupid comments that he made, not this year, last year, about Chelsea's spending.
Ooh.
And how it was a ridiculous amount of money to spend, and how can you spend that much money and not be successful? And then Liverpool go and spend a ridiculous amount of money in one summer, and suddenly it's okay. Then he's made comments saying that Liverpool should spend again in January when they just spent £500 million in the summer. Ridiculous when you've been critical of other teams spending money. To then say, how can we be so bad after spending so much money, to now watching Liverpool losing 9 of their last 12 games, having conceded 4 goals at home to PSV.
I don't think Chelsea will...
Oh, sorry. Go on. That's the clip.
That's... All of his comments are aging like milk in the warm sun.
Well, this is 8 seconds of a pre-season Chelsea hot take.
I don't think Chelsea will qualify out of the Champions League group stage.
Hot take.
Oh,
Hot
that
take.
is a hot take.
Hot take.
It's a stupid take as well.
It's not a hot take though, is it? That is just out of pure hatred for that team, because that would be a comment I'd make to a mate in a pub about Man United. When I wouldn't really believe it.
Yeah, to get out. Yeah,
you've got to finish on you've got to finish on 4 points to go out.
Yeah, and you look at the teams. No disrespect, all the disrespect right now. You've got Ajax, you've got Kairat Almaty, Villarreal, Olympiacos, Bodo Glimt, Slavia Prague, Benfica, FC Copenhagen, Frankfurt, Athletic Bilbao, Club Brugge, Union Saint-Gilloise, and that's it. You've got Paphos FC above all those right now.
Yeah.
And Karabag have been obviously a surprise contender. But realistically, I'm looking at all those teams and I can't be biased and go, Bodo Glimt and Copenhagen. But look, Frankfurt are probably the only one in that bottom tier that I think they should really be doing better. Because Benfica they haven't been great, if I'm honest.
No, but historically, as in terms of being a club, I class Benfica as a Champions League club because they're always in it.
I'd back
the rest
Chelsea
of them
to
are
get
people
top 24.
The rest of the teams that you just said there are people who are generally teams who are in and out of the Champions League anyway.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I've got drink water discorders winning and losers. Of course I have. I've got JBH winners, Cucurella, Estevao, and honestly every player, as they were all at least 7. Losers staying on side. Yamal, as he went missing in action. And Barcelona for playing an Ange high line and not changing it. T Foley 61. Winners, Enzo Maresca. Great setup. Subs had good impact. Bonus. Got to give the younger players a run in the Champions League. Defence, strong showing from Fofana and Cucurella. Midfield, controlled the game. Enzo pushed the ball upfield all game. Santos good, half-time sub. Estevao sealed the game with the goal and the best 18-year-old on the field. Party Paul, winners, resilience. So much went on in that game where we could have crumbled. We didn't. Us against highline offside traps because we always score a few. Every starter. And the losers, Jamie Carragher. He's on the Champions League for American viewers. Fuck him. That's not my words. Us against highline offside traps because it takes us too long to start scoring against them. And he's put himself for trying not to overreact, but elite performance. All of that is echoed here, 100% echoed. The emojis time, and I don't even know if this is actually an emoji. I think it is. I've got chef's kiss because it was hang it in the Louvre performance. Too many. There's too much being hung in the Louvre right now. It's too much. But what have you got?
I'm gonna go with 15 Brazilian flags.
Oh.
Just for Estevao.
For his 15 Ballon d'Ors he's going to win from age 19 through to 36. No, 34. That's right. Oh, brilliant. Right, so we'll go to our good old Lion of the Week. Oh, you got Caicedo. The wheel went Reece James. I cooked with Estevao. I can't believe it. Oh, I don't know what to say. I'd like to thank myself for being smart. I'd like to thank Estevao for being incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. A very rare, brilliant. I've not won most. I haven't won much this season, so I'll take it. Who was the Lion? Would it be Estevao? It was given to Cucurella, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's close. I think overall, I probably would give it Cucurella.
Yeah, I'm going to back that. I'm backing you. Right. Well, one game down. We're on 2. We are having a quiet one. Match preview. We're staying in London essentially because we've got Arsenal. We're at the Bridge. Even better. So the scoop on our opponents. They are first in the Premier League table. They've got 9 wins, 2 draws, and a defeat. Recent form is 4 wins and a draw. The player spotlight. It's pretty easy. You know the names. It's going to be Bukayo Saka. It's going to be Eberechi Eze. And I saw some people having I think it was a bit of rage baiting. Declan Rice, the best midfielder in the world. Yeah, I'm not falling for that. Don't need to talk to nonsense here. We don't do that.
We'll see on Sunday, won't we?
Yeah, we don't need to be going into that pointless debate. Now, the last time that Arsenal beat Chelsea was unfortunately this year. It was on the 16th of March of 2025. And what was the UK number 1? Well, it was Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan. So, who's going to be in the Lion of the Week club? That's what we want to know. And who's going to get in the Stat Drop club? Even more important. So, big game. What are the Lion picks? What are we looking at?
I'm going Caicedo.
I thought that might be a good shout, actually. I won't pick him. Caicedo back-to-back for you. And the wheels
I'm feeling a Caicedo goal.
Oh, the wheel's gone Badia Shield. I mean...
Oh,
that's interesting. Mate, back to back. I've done this before. I did Mark U and it didn't pay off. I did Estevao back to back when it was Benfica and Liverpool and it paid off. The Garnacho one didn't, but I'm going back to back Estevao. I think he could do well for me. You know, I'm not going to keep picking him. I'm not doing that. No. But I've locked those in. So, blue versus who as we end the match preview with it. 3 questions about the upcoming opponent. Number 1, Declan Rice is Arsenal's record signing, but who is their second record signing?
Oh, fucking hell. That is a good question. Is it I don't know, because all of their money's like similar, around about the same. Declan Rice aside, they generally spend around the same, somewhere between the 60 and 80 mark for their better players. Is it Kai Havertz?
It isn't. He was third at 75 million. This player cost 80 million euros and isn't at the club anymore. Kind of tells you how good they were.
Not Nicolas Pepe.
It's Nicolas Pepe at 80 million euros. And I remember when they signed him and I was a little bit concerned because I thought he's a bit similar to Hazard in the sense of he dominated for Lille. Hey, not everyone is a Hazard. That's what we learned.
He was as bad as Mudryk for us.
Yeah.
I don't remember him ever doing anything positive for Arsenal. Like, I don't remember him ever doing anything where I thought, oh, Pepe's been good.
To be fair, I know some people went, oh, Arsenal fans going, oh, Trossard, we got dodged one with not getting Mudryk. I think that's a bit you don't know how it would have played out. Different players at different clubs. You really don't know. It's pointless to say it. Number 2, though, the last time Chelsea beat Arsenal at the Bridge was on the 18th of August 2018. And 7 players in the squads that day had or would go on to play for both sides. Just name 5 of them. 5 of those 7 players.
Fabregas?
He wasn't in either squad. I think he'd left by then.
Oh, okay.
He'd gone to Monaco. 2018. Yeah.
I thought 2018 was his last.
He weren't in the squad.
It depends when it is. In 2018, doesn't it? Whether it's the back end of 17-18 or the front end of 18-19.
Well, he wasn't in the squad. No, he weren't in the squad for either the game. He was contracted to us. You are right, but nope, he wasn't. Yeah. Nope.
Giroud?
Giroud is on the list.
Willian
is on the list. Playing for us.
David Luiz
is on the list.
Are they all Chelsea players, or did they have some who come the other way?
There was one. You've got David Luiz. There's 2 more in the starting 11 for us that would go on to play for Arsenal, and there is 1, 2 for Arsenal left they did start. All the players now started because Giroud was the one that was on the bench.
Okay. Petr Cech weren't still with us then, was he?
He was not. But I'm literally giving you an answer.
Are you?
Yeah. Because he started in goal for Arsenal. Literally, he did. Petr Cech, he started in goal for Arsenal. That's where we got there.
Yeah, it's okay. I got confused. I was only thinking about our players.
Who started in goal for us, though?
What, in 2018?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, good question. Kepa?
Yes.
Yeah, because he's gone to Arsenal now, hasn't he?
Yes, he has indeed. And you only have 2 more players. And no, they're not at Arsenal anymore. Fucking hell, I forgot. One's going to be playing in the Copa Libertadores final, I think. Pretty sure he will be. I'm pretty sure he's still contracted. Yeah, he is. He's going to be playing in the Copa Libertadores final for Flamengo. He is indeed he wasn't. No, that's a different player. I think he was born in Brazil, but he doesn't represent Brazil.
Jorginho?
Jorginho. And the final player is still playing. He's 30, is he 36, 38 now? Scored in the Champions League this week. Against Newcastle. He didn't do very well. Aubameyang, yes. Right, third and final. It's a classic. It's the put the former Blues in order of when they first joined Arsenal. So you've got Yossi Benayoun, you've got Cesc Fabregas, you've got Ashley Cole, Emmanuel Petit, and William Gallas. I think for us, this would have been easier. So when did they first join Arsenal Football Club?
Okay, so Emmanuel Petit's got to be first.
1997.
Fabregas was definitely there around 2006-ish. Benayoun's in and around that time as well, I think. Because Benayoun bounced around everyone from West Ham to Chelsea to Liverpool to Arsenal. Who was the others? Sorry.
You've got Benayoun, Fabregas, Ashley Cole, and William Gallas.
Right, Petit.
97.
Ashley Cole.
99.
William Gallas is the one that's tripping me up here. Because I remember him at Arsenal, but when do I remember him at Arsenal? And how long had he been there before I started noticing him? Because I don't know where they got him from, so I don't know whether he was like someone who was like a younger player coming to Arsenal quite early or not. So I'm gonna say now Fabregas was definitely there before Gallas, because Fabregas was there when they had the burgundy top.
2004.
Then Gallas, then Benayoun.
06, 2011. Spot on. Well done. And we'll round off with Quaresma's questions. I don't know what Jordan's got the agenda here. You've got take that negative guy. Now that could be either of us. Hey, we're happy. Unless it was about somebody else. Might not be ourselves. We don't know. I've got D. Churlin. This is a good question. Who would you rather have in your team? Cucurella or prime Ashley Cole? I get the point. I'm going to pick prime Ashley Cole right now. Because then again, actually saying it, he locked down Cristiano Ronaldo at Man United, but Cucurella's locking down a lot.
Right.
I don't want recency bias here, so I'm going to stick with Cole for now.
Listen, I'm going to answer this by saying Ashley Cole, in my opinion, is the best left back the Premier League's ever seen. I think he's possibly the best English left back. Arguably one of the best left backs in the world. However, if you was to say in this current team, I don't think Ashley Cole could do what Cucurella is asked to do in this team. In terms of inverting, basically going and playing on as a inside forward at times. Ashley Cole was very much a left back, so it's hard. Because I don't know how he would have adapted to the system. Ashley Cole, better player.
I think
great, but nowhere near Ashley Cole's level. Ashley Cole was genuinely world class for his entire career.
It's the argument
for the system, Cucurella.
Yes. If it's the system, I back you on that with Cucurella. If it's an all-time Chelsea 11, you still pick Cole for now.
Yeah, Ashley Cole's in there, but hands down.
Yeah, because as much as we go, he had so many world-class performances in so many key important finals for us. And
you've got to remember as well, Ashley Cole was part of that team that kept Lionel Messi quiet, and Ashley Cole was in his twilight years, shall we say.
Well, yeah. yeah. I think he was on a recent podcast of Rest is Football, I think he was recently. It's just a joy. Was it the Rest is Football? No, the Overlap. The Overlap he was on. It's just a joy to remember that era, because, again, I guess that's the point. Football goes in cycles. Like you mentioned about the Champions League winners being from a particular country. Like you had the 90s being in the Serie A, then you got the 2010s being realistic, Real Madrid and Barcelona era.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to watch those. I just need to go back and watch Premier League years. I've got tomorrow off. I might just watch one just for fun. It's just good. Yeah, 2006, 07, considering someone's brought that goal of the year. Right. We are at the end of another show and another episode. So thank you as always for tuning in. And before we go, don't forget, proudly partner of Head in the Game, the mental health charity using football, sport, wellbeing, and community. Find out more at headinthegame.co.uk. Treat yourself well, listener. We'll be back on Monday with Arsenal, winners and losers. So hopefully we'll be even more positive because we're now 3 points behind them. So until then, that'll be us. signing off.
You've been listening to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At the Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.